you got to get scared that people who are not criminals are getting like lassoed up and deported and sent to like El Salvador prison.
So it's very rare for any Republican MAGA person to call out anything that the party is doing wrong. So I like to give credit where it's due. Here we have Joe Rogan calling out the deportations that have been going on. It seems that there are some innocent people that have gotten caught up in this, and it's a horrible thing. And I'm glad that someone like Joe Rogan that has such a huge platform is willing to call it out.
With a bunch of these Agua guys, allegedly they got at least one guy who wasn't a criminal, who was just a gay barber who I think, according to the story, came here legally. He was here legally. That's what they said.
Look, we can all agree that we want criminals out of the country. If you're doing bad things, get the heck out. But it is never at the cost of innocent people getting caught up in it. I think that's what makes us so different, is that we do allow even guilty, horrible people a trial. Even if we feel like they don't deserve it, that's what makes this country so different, is that you're allowed your due process. And anytime we're starting to go away from that, that is a huge problem. And I think we all have to be able to admit there's something wrong with that.
I just feel like it's pretty obvious he's not a trended Aragua gang member.
Yeah, they don't even allow gay people into the gang. So among 1,000 reasons why he's
okay. So supposedly this is the guy. They're talking about him being gay. I don't care if you are in this country and you are accused of a crime. You should be able to go to court. And I believe the story on this guy is that he actually was not able to go to his court appearance because he is here legally. He was not able to go to his court appearance because he was kind of grabbed up and snatched. This is just not right. We don't ever want anyone just being able to be grabbed up and snatched, because if they can snatch you, they can snatch anyone. Don't think that you're above it.
Think a human being being plucked out of nowhere and ending up in a country he's never been in a maximum security prison with gang members, seems like a bad thing to happen to me.
It's horrific. It's horrific.
I don't think that should be controversial.
No, that's not controversial at all. And this is the thing, measured twice, cut once. Yeah. This is kind of crazy that could be possible. That's horrific. And that's bad for the cause. Like, the cause is, let's get the gang members out. Everybody agrees. But let's not innocent gay hairdressers get lumped up with the gangs. And then, like, how long before that guy can get out? Can we figure out how to get him out? Is there any plan in place to alert the authorities that they've made a horrible mistake and correct it?
Right here, you're about to see Joe Rogan recognize the whole problem with our system. And I've talked about this with many people before. The system we have does not allow anyone to ever make a mistake or even admit their mistakes. And I think the latter is more important, that they aren't even allowed to say they were wrong, which causes the consequence of them just having to go along with all the BS that they said. And you're going to watch Joe Rogan kind of just realize this. And I think it's amazing.
Well, if you think about it from a government perspective, and this is where I think it gets quite sinister, is once you've done that, the incentive structure is never going to be to admit that and deal with it. The incentive structure is to say nothing, to cover it up, to pretend it didn't happen.
But
right?
That is horrible.
So someone ends up in a black hole. But we've seen it. We've seen it in every country, including in America.
But that's the thing about politics, right? Never admit your fault. Never admit you're wrong.
It's so dumb.
And this is the thing we're seeing with the signal thing, and this is the thing we're seeing with this.
Okay, so the last thing I'll say on this is so true. And if you've ever spoken to me, I speak about this so much, that the problem isn't actually the people. It is the system that forces these kind of people to be the successful ones in it. If we don't allow anyone to ever admit they're wrong, then this is what you get. And this is just a perfect example of somebody that he voted for, that he should have noticed never ever admits they're wrong. And if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, just go back to who you ever have supported and voted for and really think of any time they've ever admitted they were wrong. You probably will not find one. And this is the problem. I'm glad that Joe Rogan may be realizing this, and maybe he'll make a change in his thought process and be more careful next time. But this is the problem with our system. Thanks, guys, for watching. This is a little different here. Hope you guys like it. Feel free to comment, subscribe, all those good things. I hate asking for those, but thank you guys for listening. Let me know what you think. Bye.